Welcome back, Egyptology lovers. Today we are going to discuss the heart scarab of Amenhotep III. This is known as the lion scarab. It's made of steatite, and during his reign, many of them were commissioned. And this particular one here, which I'll show you the front, I'll just drag over the image so you can see it. This is what it looks like. That's the front side of it. Very beautiful. And it's a scarab. So the scarab beetle was usually placed in the mummy, and it was an object of great luck and fortune and health and protection, most of all. So a lot of people would purchase them or have them in their homes, and it did have the name. It was for in regards to the pharaoh, who was divine, so it was very important to them. It had many aspects and symbolism to the people of Egypt. So this makes it a very unique piece. For one thing, there are many versions of this. So many different cities or nomes created their own versions, I suppose. So for example, it would be the same writing, but maybe missing some hieroglyphs. Some words would end with different things. So the same words, but sometimes missing a word or missing a glyph on a particular word. So that's usually the only difference between these scarabs. Also, this is very unique that it has the 5 names of the pharaoh. Usually you only have 2, but for this one you have the 5 full names of the pharaoh, which is very unique. So we'll go ahead and read this scarab, and let's see what we'll discover about it. So I'll kind of talk about the glyphs as we move on, if there's anything interesting. So, all right, so let's begin. In order to read this, as I've described in my other videos, you have to read from the direction of the animals facing. So if this bird is facing the right, then you read from the right. There are 8 rows. You're going to read from right to left, continuing down and on and on and on and on to the very end. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start here on the top. So beginning the heart scarab translation, the living Horus is the first name. The living Horus, the mighty bull who appears in truth. This is the feather of Ma'at, and Ma'at represents truth. Here's the second name, the Nepti name. This is the Nechbet and Wajet, the vulture and cobra, on top of 2 baskets for all, the word all. So they are the protectresses of upper and lower Egypt. If you remember the Wajet, I had made a carving of this in a video, and this is the one right here, the Wajet carving. So Nechbet and Wajet, who establish the laws, who pacifies the 2 lands. Now the third name, the golden Horus. This is a Horus, just like up here, but it is standing on top of a gold symbol of Nabu. So this is the gold symbol, and the Egyptian word is Nabu. So the golden Horus, great in strength or might, who defeats or strikes the Asiatics. So you can see strike, there's a hieroglyph here of a man with a stick, so striking. And the Asiatics, this is usually the name for people who are from the Libya area, from the country of Libya and that area. Even though Libya wasn't there back then, it was a different geography. Or down to the Sinai as well, even further out to the east. Here is the third name, the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, the sedge plant and the bee. And this is basically the Upper and Lower Egypt. And here is his throne name. So Neb Ma'atre, Ra, Lord of Truth. And here comes the personal name, son of Ra. And this is his name, Amenhotep Heka Wasit. So Amenhotep. So Amun is pacified. That's what his main name means, Amenhotep. Amun is pacified. Ruler, Heka, of Thebes. That's a symbol of Thebes. And here we have given life. So he was given life by the gods. Continuing here, the great royal wife. So this is one word, royal wife, great royal wife. T. So this is his wife. So it was very interesting that he put his wife in the scarab. So this is how much he's showing affection and love to her, that he would actually put her in his scarab title, in his offering. Listing or numbering of lions, who brings his, so the word brings, his majesty, and this continues here, the word majesty, who brings his majesty in his self-targeting. So this is difficult. In his self, this is like arrows. So it's shooting a target on arrows. So it was a bit of a difficulty in translating, but most Egyptologists and philologists agree that it is basically targeting or arrow on spots. This is a lion scarab. It's showing the prowess and power of Amenhotep in hunting lions. So these are arrows. So he's probably shooting arrows at the lion as he's chasing it. So once again, who brings his majesty in his self arrows. So he is in himself the arrows and shooting upon the lion. All right, so we'll continue here. Beginning from the first, that's a number 1 in hieroglyphics, that's the number 1. First year until year 10. This fold right here, this upside down U is the number 10. So from his first year of reign until, so from the beginning of his first year of reign until his 10th year of reign. And this says here, the ferocious lion. So he is now describing him as a lion. He is a ferocious lion who pacifies or defeats lions. And lions were considered the most powerful in the animal kingdom when they're out in the wild. So hunting them made you very powerful. You would see this also in Babylonian myth, where the ruler of Babylon would attack the lions, and there'd be many, many reliefs on walls that you can find around the world. So this is the heart scarab of Amenhotep III. This is his translation. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be making another interesting video about something different. So please stay tuned. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.